What's up? How you guys doing? can get some of this beautiful desktop audio going of this game. Make sure Twitch is up. Alright. Alright. Dude, I've been enjoying this game. I was having a good time with this. I like the progression systems in this game. It's a roguelike. It's got like Diablo elements, it's got Castlevania, a little bit Dead Cells. That's like the identity that they're going for. You got your like hub world right here. And then you got all your gear, you got your skill tree. And then you have your items and synergies and artifacts. And then you have your difficulty right here. So this is like your tiering. Let me turn off the extreme difficulty because my character isn't fully kitted to like take on these higher nightmare difficulties. As soon as I unlocked nightmare, I did this and got completely worked. But yeah, you can see enemy attack is 850%, enemy health is 1600%, all your resistances are decreased by 40%, and then there's like extra tiers in here on what happens at each level. So I'm gonna turn environmental off all the way, I'm gonna turn player weakened down, I'll turn that down, and then I'll just leave stronger bosses. That's enemy attack is up 300%, enemy health is 500. Yeah, that's probably fine. So I have stronger elites. So elites constantly summon skeletons. Elites possess an orb of darkness that rotates around them. Colliding with the orb deals darkness damage equal to 50% of the elite's attack power. Then stronger bosses. This is just going to be bosses in order. There's more than 4 bosses. There's actually a lot of bosses in this game. But stronger bosses just affects the first 4 bosses. What's up, Porky? How you doing? Player weakened, so all my resistances are decreased by 10%. I'll just do Nightmare 4 for right now. Try to explain what's going on. You have your storage. Currently I have nothing in this storage because I'm playing the higher Nightmare tiers, and as you like unlock new stuff, you kind of make some stuff irrelevant. You have Gear Dismantle. This is where you get rid of your legendaries. For materials as soon as they become kind of obsolete. Like one of them I had here I wanted to get rid of because its attributes are really bad. Yeah, like this high paladin armor. It has a cool legendary effect. When you attack or take damage, you deal 2% increased damage for 8 seconds up to 20 stacks. But the dexterity and intelligence on this is pretty bad. So I am going to dismantle this for... There's the soul shards and then the annihilation crystals. You use those to upgrade your gear here at the blacksmith. So you can see there's these 3 different sections on refining your gear. And this is end game. This is after you beat the game the first time you'll start doing stuff like this. So this adds, or this replaces one of the attributes on one of your pieces of equipment. So say, for example, I actually like everything on that. Actually, let me find something that I want to switch something. It's gear level 18. Do I even want to adjust any of these? Damage over time, that's really good. Intelligence, that's really good. These are good rolls. Okay, say this ring. So this ring, increased damage dealt to enemies by 16% of your armor. I won't adjust that, but the other things like poison resistance, assistant skill damage, and core skill damage, I can adjust those. So I get to choose one, and it'll tell you what like its max could be out of. So like core skill damage, this is 30%, and its max could be 60%. So you might want to be like adjust that one, but I don't really care about the poison resistance. So it lets you switch here between strength and max life. Strength is for a different character, so I'm not going to change that. And now I could only change this one. I'm going to re-roll that again. Damage reduction 5%. 5 is the max. I probably will just take that. And then this allows you to add a new stat to your gear. I don't know if you can have more than 3. Let me try it on this. Damage over time, 11%. That's pretty bad. This game is called Dragon is Dead. It's a roguelike game similar to like Dead Cells, but it has some like Diablo elements to it. Damage over time, that is good because I do want this on my fire build right now, which fire is going to do damage over time. It only is 11 out of a possible 30%, so I could reroll it for something else. I'll just keep it for now. And then there's this final thing, which is Rune Tampering, which buffs one of your stats of... So like this, it has these 4 stats. It will randomly buff one of these. Oh, I don't have enough Annihilation Crystals. Okay. So, that's fine. You have your shopkeeper. You can sell stuff to. Get rid of that. Just get rid of that sword. Max life, max resource gains. Okay. You have your potion dude. My potions are fully upgraded, so I don't really need to fuck with that guy anymore. This dude lets you gamble your gear. He only gives you level 18 to 20 right now. I don't know if I ever get to upgrade this guy and have him give me higher gear, but in higher nightmare tiers, the gear levels start dropping at higher difficult or at higher levels. So you could see like this is gear level 30, this is gear level 25, this is gear level 30. So I don't really need that guy because all of his stuff is lower levels. And then I actually didn't realize this for a long time. There's other characters in this game. I've played with this guy a little bit. This guy's all about like bleed, but he has his own. He's like bleed and enrage. He's got his own skill tree. Then there's this character, who I haven't played with this character at all. This character has Onslaught of the Beast. They have some cold damage, they have some lightning damage, and then poison damage. They also have physical, so they have a lot of stuff going on. I have not played with this character whatsoever, but I'm gonna stick with my Spellblade guy right now. This is what NES games looked like in our childhood memories. I know, that's kind of one of the things I really like about this game. Like, I really like the art style. Okay, and then before starting a run, you always want to come over here. I kind of wish they had this on the other side as well, because you could start runs and pick your nightmare tiers from the other side of this like hub world. But attack power increased by 20%, experience gain increased by 10%. That experience gain, I've always seen it. That's like always the other effect on an elixir. I'll keep the attack power. And let me just get my gear set up because I did want to try this sword. I got this sword in the last run I was doing. And I did upgrade it a little bit. So vulnerability chance on basic hit, that's vulnerability is like 15% more damage. Then damage over time is really nice. And then mastery skill damage up 35%. What mastery skill is what this is affecting. So vortex slash drops 5 meteors that deal 150% fire damage. The area where the meteor falls cover in flames, dealing 30% damage per second. So in your skill tree, you have different tiers of skills. Your first skill that you pick up is just going to add an element to your blade, and that's known as your basic skill. So anything that affects basic skills will affect this. Your next tier is known as your core skill. You can see next to leap slash to the right side of that, it says core skill. Or you can pick the fire orb if you're going like a fire build, or you have your lightning stuff or your frost stuff. This other side is just stuff that like slightly affects the skills next to it. So like hitting an enemy that is burning with core skill increases critical damage by 10%. Then your next set is your assistant skill. This basically, when you have this active, it boosts all your other fire damage. And then after that is your mastery skill. So that sword is going to affect vortex slash, this mastery skill. There's the other one, rain of fire, but I want to be going with vortex slash because of the sword that I have. And then lastly, you have your ultimate skill. So that's how you know, like, when you see something like this says 35% assistant skill damage, that's what that is going to be affecting. So I do want to equip this. I'll go over my gear real quick that I have on. So 33% damage over time, which is nice. Mastery skill up, vulnerability chance per hit. Then these gauntlets have 100 thorns damage. Additionally, thorns damage is increased by 890% of your armor. Thorns is basically if you get hit, it returns some damage. Then the High Paladin's armor, when you attack or take damage, you deal 2% increased damage for 6 seconds up to 20 stacks. That overwhelm damage on it is when an enemy has a shield. I haven't really seen this too much, but it happens in higher nightmare tiers, but you do a lot more damage to those enemies. I'm pretty sure that's how that's working. Then this increases your damage to enemies based off your critical hit chance. So I really want to be stacking critical hit chance in this run as well. Hey, what's up, Para? Appreciate that. And then vulnerability hit on basic skill is 43. So basically, my basic skill will almost always be making enemies vulnerable, so anything that affects vulnerable is also good. Then leveling up restores life by 18% and resources by 100%. Resources is basically mana in this game. This ring has assistant skill damage, core skill damage, damage over time, increases damage dealt to enemies by 16% of your armor. I think I have one that increases fire damage. Yeah, this is 15% fire damage and increases damage dealt to enemies by 20% of your armor, so I will actually equip that one. Which I could go buff that right now, which I might go to. Then this has 3 intelligence, which is a terrible roll. Lightning damage and damage reduction. I actually don't need that at all. Can I have both of these rings on? Can I take that off? But I could put both of them on. That's really cool. Oh, it looks like that buff won't happen though. The like effect of the legendary. Hitting with skills has a 9% chance to reduce all skills cooldown by 1%. That's actually better than what I was going to do. And a 10% dodge chance. Dodge chance is just like your chance to just dodge any damage, not like your actual dodge. This belt isn't a legendary, so it's not really doing anything special. Then this is really cool. With the vulnerable that I already have, enemies have their critical strike chance increased by 20%. And the damage is increased by 50%, like when they're vulnerable. Then this is my Talisman. It works with a cold build. I currently don't have any Talisman that works with a fire build, so I'm not going to be using anything there. Before I set out, I am going to go upgrade this ring. It's cool they sent me a copy of this game. Looks decently polished compared to how some of the games... Yeah, this game, I've actually really liked what they're doing with this game, so I was really happy to get this. So let me actually look at this ring. So that's 15% fire damage out of a possible 30. That's a 4% dodge chance out of... I'll adjust this dodge chance, see what we can get. Damage over time 20% on a fire build is pretty good. I will just confirm that. And then let's actually add one more thing to this. Intelligence. Okay, that's really good. That's a 48 roll out of 62 on intelligence. I will keep that. Then you have your base stats, core stats. You have strength, dexterity, intelligence, vitality. Strength is for the character that's like the bleeding character. Dexterity is for the character that's had like the poison and other stuff. And then intelligence is for this character, the Spellblade. So you want to stack intelligence if you're playing this character. And then, yeah, this game gives you like all your stats breakdown. Like you get to see everything here and what's going on. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna turn that down. I don't want that to be as high as it is. We'll go on Nightmare 4. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Doing Nightmare like 15, I've beat the second boss, which is really tough. Doing Nightmare 10, I got to the fourth, or I beat the fourth boss once, but it's just like stuff ramps up so much. You have to have your gear completely kitted out. Not going to be picking up a lot of items unless they are legendaries or high rares. I don't really need to sell a lot of stuff. Okay, I did level up. which I am going to be going fire. So let's pick this up. Now I actually have a basic skill, so stuff that affects my skills and boosts my skill damage. My basic sword wasn't doing anything. Now it will get that skill damage. And there's other legendaries that I have that I actually might equip first. Like right now, this sword is level 35. I actually did get this sword when I was playing at the highest difficulty. So my basic attack right now, I'll show this off. Just fire. But this legendary sword turns your basic combo into a 3-hit combo and does more damage. So while I don't have that mastery skill, I might as well equip this sword because it is going to be doing a lot more damage. Now after you finish an area, and the areas will get harder than that, you get a option of a chest. You either get currency, which is like your gold, which gold persists through the entirety of a run. The other currency, I don't know actually what it's called, the one that I have 97,000, that you keep, and the other 2 currencies you also keep. This will only affect gold, keys, or that currency I have 97,000 of. It is pretty good to get currency early. Artifacts are interesting. I'll take an artifact first. Wait, this has some burning synergy, that's nice. Cooldown reduction. So basically, every artifact will have what it says. So attack power increased by 5%, attack speed increased by 8%, attack power increased by 10%. When you attack a burning enemy, you charge your resources by 2. Again, resources are the mana. I currently don't have anything that consumes mana. And then this marker regret. Cooldown reduction increases by 10%. Experience gain by 10%. Killing enemies increases the amount of experience you gain for 10 seconds by 30%. That's really good early on. But I do really like this. And then the other thing they have, it says press square to view synergies. Holy oil. Burning effects deal 15% more damage. Now, you see it says 0 and then it would go to 1. I need 2 different artifacts that have holy oil to get that level 2 effect, where burning effects deal 15% more damage. If I have 4, then I get that next effect where burning effects deal 100% more damage to enemies below 50% life. So you want to find artifacts that have like synergy bonuses as well. Like these synergy bonuses, basic skill that hits an enemy grants 35% increased armor for 5 seconds. I really just like the experience gain on this, and you don't need to keep the artifacts. Like you can eventually replace them. I think I will take this for how much it'll help me early game just level up. Recently started playing Ravenswatch because of a friend. I'm addicted to watching your videos. Excellent content. Do you have any plans to release the talent tier list for Romeo and Juliet? Yes, I do. I actually am working on the Romeo and Juliet guide right now, which has taken some time. I have been pretty busy with stuff outside of doing YouTube. But I will make a talent tier list. I might... The guide was kind of going to have that included. But those also were going to be separate videos for people that just like the tier list content. Because those are fun to make as well. That will be coming soon. Okay, I'm going to pick up Soul Gem. This is like permanent stat increases through a run. So armor, I'm just going to go all resistance by 5%. Okay, and then after you do 2 zones of an area, and that's just your starting zone to get you a little bit of levels and stuff. Let me also level my skill up. Hitting a burning enemy with the Sword of Fire has a 15% chance to restore 5 mana. But after 2 zones, you have like, normally it's 2 zones boss, then this little like resting area where you can buy healing potions, you could buy keys for chests, potentially some items. This guy will always sell you some food that has an effect to it and restore some health. And then there's this dude that sells artifacts. And then there's this dude that sells like actual abilities that you could pick up. Like I could pick up the ultimate ability if I had 5,000 gold right now, which is kind of crazy. I actually don't have enough gold for any of this, which really sucks. And I can't sell anything that I have to get more gold. You sell stuff for the currency that I have 97,000 of. Okay, but now we're going into the next zone. The ending of the lockout room is too funny. Not dyslexic. Yeah, that's good. I was trying to read that shit quick. So right here, this is just to help you get some synergies. You can re-roll them if you want, but this is actually a good synergy. Increases the duration of damage over time by 2 seconds. And then at 4, damage over time does 80% more damage to enemies. And then the interval at which damage over time occurs is halved. I will pick up that because Plague is pretty good when you are doing a fire build. We'll just make your fire stuff do more damage if I can find another thing that has a Plague synergy. Oh yeah, early game does set you up with a lot of stuff. Increase the max potion inventory by 2, but your maximum resources is decreased by 15%. I think this is like almost always worth it. Your max resources, you don't really go through those that much. Only one of your abilities, your core ability, actually uses mana. Your assistant, your other abilities don't use mana. They just have cooldowns. So reducing your resources is never that like dramatic of a reduction. And yes, the game will look tremendously easy in the beginning. I also could have turned up the nightmare tiers and more stuff would be happening on screen, but this game does get pretty intense. Like, it is very, very much a build dependent game. You need to have good build ideas, good gear, good builds going. Because enemies do start getting pretty tanky and pretty overwhelming. Increase armor by 30, maximum life by 30, intelligence by 12. All skill damage 0.2% increase for every 1 intelligence on Spellblade. I think I'm just gonna go I'm gonna go maximum life first. One other thing to talk about is your core stats. Even though you only really want to be investing in intelligence if you're playing this character, the Spellblade, dexterity will still do stuff. It does affect your evasion rate and your crit chance, and strength will affect your armor. Vitality just affects every character, so it's always good to stack. It is Diablo. It's a game that's very much inspired by Diablo. Got a lot of Diablo like vibes in it. There is an ultimate potion. I am max. I can come back if I take damage. I'll just heal right now. I think I'm fine. So this big chest I don't have keys for. If you do have keys, it's pretty good idea to like wait to use them until you need a potion. A lot of times those are filled with potions. Also, my gear is pretty good for this nightmare difficulty, so I should be doing pretty good right now. But I will start getting destroyed by things later on. 2 skill points. Armor, all resistances by 10%. I'm gonna go all resistances by 10%. I already have the stuff that does affect my skill points and how often I get them. When Sword of Fire hits an enemy that is burning, there's a 30% chance to increase its damage by 15% for 3 seconds. Hitting critical hits with Sword of Fire increases damage from burning for 3 seconds. I'm gonna do the increases damage from burning. Do I think they'll add another map to Ravenswatch? No, I don't think so. I think they talked about that. They won't be doing that. Still waiting for Sworn and Windblown to come out? Is Windblown... Oh no, Windblown isn't in 1.0. That's right, that's right. Leap forward quickly, dealing 250% damage as fire on hit. There's a 35% chance to make enemies vulnerable. I don't really need that for the vulnerable, so I might be going with this Orb of Fire. Reduce Leap's mana cost. Yeah, I'll go Orb of Fire. Hurl an Orb of Fire in front of you, explodes on contact, dealing 180% damage as fire. On hit, 30% chance to paralyze the enemy. Paralyze makes enemies take 10% increased magic damage, so we'll go with that. Now this is a 1 of 5. You can invest more points into this. But I'm just going to go here. Orb of Fire now burns the target, which I think is good. I have pretty good damage over time. Okay, first boss. Pretty standard boss. What is cool with the Nightmare difficulties, though, it does like improve the boss's moves. I should be, yeah, destroying that boss. That's not normally how much damage you're going to do that boss right away, but I should destroy this boss. That's a new ring. I haven't seen that. Oh. For each, it is only ring or level 24 because I am playing lower difficulty. For each damage over time effect on the enemy, the damage dealt to them increases by 7% and the damage they take is reduced by 4%. The damage they take is reduced by 4%. I think that might be a typo, and the damage they deal to you is reduced by 4%. The damage dealt to them is increased by 7, and the damage they take is reduced by 4. Or maybe that's just talking about the damage over time is reduced. That I don't know. I think this works the way you expect it to work, but it's just worded kind of awkwardly. Lightning resistance, dodge chance, all magical damage. Do I want to replace any of my rings for that? Hitting with skills has a 9% chance to reduce all skills cooldown. I actually think I want to keep that because your basic sword attack counts as a skill, and that can reduce my mastery skill. And I do like the intelligence damage over time and fire damage on that. That is an interesting ring, though. That's probably going to be really good on the character that has poison in their kit. Okay. That is very much like the intro to the game. Once you get past that, you're now where the game becomes a bit more challenging. I will not actually buy a potion from her. I might just buy the food from this guy. Restores life, increases critical damage by 30% for the next 2 areas. Let me see what this guy has. So I actually would complete a synergy. The synergy would be luck. Hitting an enemy with your basic skill has an 80% chance to recharge your resources again. I really like the assassination synergy. 15% increase to all critical or your critical chance. Gold gain increased by 10%. That's not bad. Let's me buy more stuff. What do you have? An Orb of Fire. I can pick up Orb of Fire again and just increase its damage. Yeah, so he's selling Orb of Fire again. I've already bought the skill, so this will just make it a additional point added to it. So it is now a 2. I've only invested 1 actual point into it, but it was upgraded again. Okay, into the cave. Into the cave. What is cool is this game also has like different enemies for the most part in every single area you go to. Okay, yeah, that's an elite enemy, so they're gonna put shit all over the map. They also have a grab that holds you in place and just lets enemies wail on you. So those dudes you gotta be pretty careful for. I do hear my cat yelling. Gotta let this guy out of the room. I'm excited to get to my mastery skill though, because I have not used this weapon and I have not seen these meteor effects that it has. We'll pick up an artifact here. Attack power increased by 15%. Sturdy. Basic skill that hits an enemy grants 35% increased armor for 5 seconds. Ooh, a legendary artifact in here. Attack power increased by 30%. Critical hit chance increased by 5%. Attack speed increased by 20%. Or by 10%. Beast and aggression are both really, really good synergies as well. Aggression, you can see it's a lot of damage increases. Increase your damage by attack speed bonus, increase your damage by your movement speed, and then increase your damage by your critical hit chance. I think I will pick that up. Well, I mean, obviously, it's the legendary in there. Yeah, go ahead, buddy. Go ahead. Yeah, that's a really, really good pickup. So of the synergies that I currently have, I want to get aggression up. Aggression also, that final one, increased damage by critical hit chance. If I get that with assassination, where your critical hit chance is up by 15%, those are like really, really good to stack together. It is kind of hard to get to those tier 6 synergies. It's pretty tough to do that. The gear is still making short work of everything here. Also turning down the nightmare difficulty definitely is helping that on my end from the previous runs that I've had. Yeah, this sword is also really, really good early game. It tends to fall off. Where is my... oh, it's down there. This sword, where the Sword of Fire becomes a 3-hit combo basic attack, dealing 20% increased damage. Basic attack tends to fall off pretty hard, but early game it is incredibly strong. Now let's pick up Fire Amplification. So you're surrounded by an aura of flame for 7 seconds and increases damage of all fire elemental skills by 6% and deals 50% damage to nearby enemies. Now I have unlocked my mastery skill, which is Vortex Slash. Attack while rapidly spinning. Strikes enemies in its path for 120% damage as fire. Let me just confirm this sword is for Vortex Slash, right? Yeah. So Vortex Slash will drop 5 meteors that deal 150% fire damage. The area where the meteors falls is covered in flames that deal 30% damage per second for 5 seconds. So yeah, let's pick that up. Vortex Slash has a 35% chance to paralyze enemies, which makes them take increased magical damage. Okay, we'll pick that up. So that is my L2 ability now. So L2 should go kind of crazy. Okay, yeah, that's a really, really big range. Gold grain increased by 150% when an elite enemy spawns. Spawn 1 additional elite enemy. And it doesn't have any synergies with it. Increase maximum attack power by 15% and maximum life by 50%. And this would give me beast basic hits that hit increase the damage to enemies by 10% for 5 seconds. This is more for the bleeding one. You know what? I will take this because I can always get rid of it, and it's going to allow me to buy more stuff. Like buy more artifacts, buy more levels on my my abilities and stuff. So I will take that. All right, we're on to boss 2. Okay, let's put up fire amplification. Okay, I turned the nightmare difficulties down. This boss, I'm normally used to having more moves and being a little bit more difficult. Yeah, those meteors aren't great for single target, but I can imagine the AoE is going to be incredible for clearing out rooms. Okay, let's see what we get here. Ooh, new boots. I was really actually hoping for new boots because I have very, very low level boots. Boots I'm rocking right now are level 16, so the armor is really low on them. But I do want these boots at the same level because vulnerable enemies have their critical hit chance increased by 20% and damage by 50. I think that's a really, really good legendary effect. What do these boots do? Darkness resistance, poison resistance. When attacking or taking damage, gain 6 seconds of 25% evasion and increase movement speed by 20%. Cooldown 8 seconds. That's really, really strong. 25% evasion chance on these boots. And then you probably try to roll for evasion chance. Darkness resistance. I don't know what darkness or what does darkness damage. Don't I have other evasion chance as well? Dodge chance 10%. I'm guessing evasion and dodge are the same thing. So it's at 35%. That, I mean, on the boots it does have a cooldown. Yeah, it's kind of wild. Wait, what did I have on this sword? Damage over time, mastery skill, damage, vulnerable, chance on basic skill hit. That's like kind of a perfect roll. Mastery skill damage on that, damage over time, and applies vulnerable easily. Now I know I said it about the last area, but this area is where it really starts. The boss here is a lot tankier than the bosses before. Don't need any potions. I don't even know if I need the food. All skill damage 20%. Ooh, I would have loved that. Attack power increased 25%, attack speed increased, and it would have been another aggression. It's critical hit chance 1.5, damage up. It's against bleed. You could also re-roll these for some money. I can pick up another, another vortex slash. And a fire orb. You know what, let me just pick these up. Improve the damage of this quite a bit. I want vortex slash to be my main damage dealer, which means I also probably want to pick up this. While an enemy is burning, mastery skill does 20% increased damage. Yeah. What does this skill do? Each time you attack a nearby enemy with fire amplification, you get more mana. When orb of fire hits an enemy that is burning, it increases the orb of fire's damage by 10% for 5 seconds. When orb of fire hits an enemy that is burning, it makes them vulnerable. I don't really need that. I already have access to vulnerable. I also turned the difficulty down because I haven't done a full run of this game on nightmare difficulty, because I just turned the nightmare difficulty all the way up to the the max right when I unlocked it. And there's like some quests that you need to do in nightmare difficulty. I could open this chest, but I will save it for... Wrong way, buddy. I do think you should save the chests for when you need to use a potion. Okay, like now would be a good time to use it. Do I get one in here? I do get one, so I'll Pop a potion, we pick that up. That sucks. Got domed at the very end. This is advanced currency. It just basically means you're going to get more or better rewards. I will take that because don't I have increased gold gain? 150%? Yeah. That was 8,000 gold. Holy shit. Wait. Holy shit. That's a lot. I'll pick up my ultimate skill. Summon a swirling firestorm to chase enemies for 5 seconds. The firestorm deals 40% damage as fire on hit. If the firestorm hits a burning enemy, it deals 30% increased damage. I'm going to wait to level that up. I do want to pick up this skill. While an enemy is burning, mastery skill does 20% increased damage. That is also a 1 out of 5 that you can stack. I feel like Baba Yaga is kind of monotonous. A little bit. A little bit. I think it's not the most engaging fight. Okay, I definitely want to get these fire guys at the top. They kind of ruin your shit. And you're fighting enemies down low. And that's the ultimate coming out right there. Pop a potion here. Ooh, almost hit that. Okay, good stuff. I do want to pick up Plague where I get more damage over time. Okay, Advanced Soul Gem. Basic skill. This is Mastery skill. Oh, this is Mastery skill. Huge. Dexterity. I'm not the character that Dexterity matters on. Okay, Mastery skill is my L2. That is the one that summons all the meteors, so I was really, really happy to see that. What's up, SK? How's your day been? Okay, this boss can be a dickhead because he can summon fire right on your body. And he's floating. Ooh, got a potion there. Damn. Pushing up again. That move, yeah. See a lot tankier. Oh my god. There we go, going in a little bit. Oh, that hit my foot. Oh boy. Potion up. You spawn on the ground. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, that boss has a lot more health than the previous two bosses. No Ravenswatch today? No, I've been playing a lot of Ravenswatch and I was just wanted to take a break and enjoy this game a little bit. I was sent this game by the devs, which not sponsored or anything. They just sent the game and was like, hey, go play it, go enjoy it if you want to. So I really, really appreciate that. And I have been enjoying it. So I got another Phoenix Sword. This one has projectile damage, which Leap Slash has a 50% chance to summon a Phoenix that deals 185% damage. I'm pretty sure that is a projectile, and this has damage over time. This has physical damage and damage over time. And it's a lower level, so I think I'll probably end up getting rid of this one. What in the Castlevania is this? Right? That gave me big Mega Man vibes. Yeah, this game, I feel like this game has something there. It's like, I like the progression. You know, you get all these stats and stuff. You get these legendaries. You can go reroll the upgrades on them. You can switch one of them out. You can add a new one from a select pool. You can increase them by a little bit once you get like the resources from playing a Nightmare. Like, I feel like it is... I like the progression on it quite a bit. This game looks fun. I mean, I've been enjoying it quite a bit. I don't know. They have enough legendaries and stuff in the game to make me want to try other builds and stuff like this. Frost Arrow summons 6 Frost Blades that pierce and spread out radially on hit. Stuff like this. Your Glacial Split cast adds an additional Shockwave. You know, makes me want to try those builds. And this is all just pretty much, these are the weapons that are only dropping on this character. Gear can transfer to any character, but weapons are, for the most part, character specific, except for like the non-legendaries. Like this I can add on to the other character. But like the other characters, I don't think they could pick up this one. When you cast Lightning Strike, you get 7 lightning bolts that deal 100% damage. There is one character that I think has lightning in their kit, so maybe they do have the ability for that. Let's just fill up on potions. And then we should be able to buy a lot here. What do you have? Sword of Fire, so I can get another Sword of Fire. Rain of Fire. So Rain of Fire is another ability. I could pick up Rain of Fire and have this skill. It would mean I'd need to replace one of my skills though for Rain of Fire, which I currently don't really want to do. Vortex Slash, this percent chance to paralyze. After Vortex Slash cast, your next basic skill triggers a 3-hit attack. You cast Vortex Slash, 3 fireballs are summoned sent out. Yeah, let's actually add that. Hitting an enemy that is burning with a mastery skill reduces the mastery skill's remaining cooldown by 0.2 seconds on critical hit, reduced by 0.5. That should be really easy to do with all the meteors that come down. What's up, buddy? Hi. And that should let me be able to kind of spam that skill a little bit. But you got 20 minutes before I feed you, okay? Let's see if we can get some good bonuses here. When you attack a burning enemy, charge your resources. I would like holy oil, but I don't think this is that great. Cooldown reduction increases by 7%. Maximum resources for every 10 enemies killed. Your maximum resources are up by 3. I don't know if that's really what I care about. I want to get aggression increased. I want to get assassination increased. And I want to get plague increased. And I would like holy oil, where your burning effects deal more damage. Let's reroll this. See if we can pull something better. This does have plague. Critical hit damage increased by 20%. Each rare artifact you destroy increases your damage by 5% up to 30 times. Attack speed increased by 7. Core skill, that's my fireball, deals 20% more damage to enemies that are taking damage over time. And it gives me plague. Increases the duration of damage over time. I'll pick that up. I really want mastery skill stuff. Attack speed increased by 10%. If you have less than 60% life, you take 15% less. Attack power increased by 10%. Healing, attack speed increased by 10%. Movement speed increased by 10%. Let's reroll it again. I feel like I should be doing this with the amount of money that I have. Core skill damage. Mastery skill damage. Ooh, that's really strong. What are the synergies on this? Mastery skill cooldown by 15%. Ultimate skill cooldown by 15%. Increase the damage of your mastery skill by 5% for every 10 resources you have. That's really good. I'm kind of doing a mastery skill build. I still have the money to reroll, and I still have some artifact slots. This does have an aggression synergy. Let's go for one more. This has holy oil. Whenever a burning enemy takes burning damage, they have a 10% chance to take 20% more magic damage for 5 seconds. Magic fusion, though, isn't really a synergy effect I care about. Increases all skill damage by 20% when there's different elemental skills in those slots. Like, I'd have to take like a lightning ultimate or something. Whenever a burning enemy takes burning damage, they have a 10% chance to take 20% more magic damage. I'm pretty sure just ice, lightning, fire are all counted as magic damage. Jacer subscribed at a tier 1 sub. They subscribed for 3 months. Hey, Jacer, shout out to you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Got the 3-month subscriber badge. I'll have to get actual badges. Very interesting. They share the synergies. Yeah, and then you can go in here. This like looks really confusing. This is just the artifacts you have. You could read them, and then you could read the synergies that you have and how many of them you have. So like Plague actually has one. Do I want this or not? I'll pick this up for now. My main reason for doing so as well is the boss in this area has like... I've only beat this boss on Nightmare. Again, to be fair, I was playing on higher Nightmare tiers, but the boss in this area has kind of curb stomped me. And the enemies in this area are annoying as shit. You have all these dudes. Yeah, you have bleeding damage that can be done to you. You have all these dudes that throw these blades in the air. Wait, I'm like instantly resetting. Holy shit. I'm like instantly resetting my mastery skill. Like this is instantly resetting it because of all the meteors coming down. Do I have something that I want to add to that? Deal 10% increased damage to elite enemies while your assistant skill is active. Hit an enemy that is burning with your core skill increases your critical damage by 10% for 5 seconds. I think there's like a pretty good pickup right here. Dash increases damage for 3 seconds. By 10%. That's a 1 of 5. Oh, what does that do after? I didn't realize that was a 1 of 5. Yeah. Yeah, these guys are dickheads. They just stand above you and toss shit on your head. Can you? Oh my god. Okay, okay, okay. I wasn't gonna heal, but we gotta heal. There's so many of them up top, man. Oh my god, I can't get up here. Okay, the one summoning lightning finally died. Holy shit. Fuck those guys. There's still... Can you... Okay, yeah, when I level up, I do heal 18%, so I was trying to not spend my healing potions and was just trying to level up. Just started playing Lost in Random. How are you enjoying that? I was looking at that game a little bit. Sure, we'll pick this up. I have 2 keys, so... Do have 2 levels. There's a 13%. I don't really think I need to level any more of that. I think I honestly will... Let me go see what the ultimate upgrades are. If Firestorm hits a vulnerable enemy, there's a 15% chance to weaken them. It's interesting that it tells me what vulnerable does and not weaken. I can easily guess what weaken does, but... When Firestorm hits an enemy, there's a 10% chance to spawn another one. When Firestorm critically hits an enemy, your core skill deals 15%. No. No, I'm not really doing a core skill build. Yeah, I can kind of spam that. I'm gonna not pick up an artifact. I'm gonna pick up this soul gem. Core skill damage, maximum resource, maximum life. Yeah, because I can buy artifacts and I have like better opportunities to find what I want when I can buy the artifacts and reroll them. And I have a lot of money where the like base stat upgrades I can't get at the interval levels. Oh my god, that stun goes crazy. I'm about to level up. Okay, don't want to... Yeah, that's going to be madness. That's going to be madness. There's so many of them. Got to take out like chunks of them at a time. This is by far my least favorite area in the game. I get smacked in this area. Okay, this is the one that summons skeletons. Okay, the build has become very spammable though. It's become very spammable. Buddy, you got 10 more minutes until you eat. It's almost time. 4,000. Okay. This boss is tough. This boss can instantly proc like 2 things of damage on you right away. So I'm a little worried about this boss. Let's maybe just stack our damage into Vortex Slash. I don't know if the bosses count as elite enemies. It would make sense. I also don't have any healing effects. Except for the one on level. Yeah, I think just put points into that. I also haven't, like, I've fought this boss a few times, so I don't fully... Okay. Go in on him. Okay, yep, that's where he double procs damage on you. You can actually stand right in the middle of that and dodge all sources of damage. Right here. Let's heal up again. I don't want to chance it on this guy. I have enough money to buy potions. No, get me in the middle. Holy shit. Damn, dude. See, like, one little mistake on this guy can take out your entire health bar. This dude just does a lot. Kind of got worked by that guy. But that is nice. I beat him on Nightmare, so I do get a new rune, which allows me to get new legendaries. Reduces the amount of damage you take by 12%. And it has damage reduction of only 2% on it. That's pretty good armor, though. 12% damage reduction. It's only gear level 24. I have gear level 30. What is, like, armor base do? Reduces all damage taken. Oh, am I exactly at 50% physical damage reduction and 25% magic? Okay, off to the temple. The scary thing is, like, that boss had a lot of health. I've gotten to this boss once on Nightmare. This boss has a shit ton of health. It's funny because on, like, my main adventure run, this boss just got stomped pretty much every boss at this point. Like my build was just doing so much on adventure difficulty that every enemy was instantly waxed. Oh, this would be really good for a freeze build. Chill does 200% cold damage as damage when dispelled. Holy shit, I've never seen that. That has one more in assassination, but it's dexterity. Critical hit chance increased by 6%. Critical hit damage increased by 20%. Critical hits against enemies taking damage over time deal 50% damage. Holy shit, this is like the thing I was looking for. Buy that. What is my critical hit chance? It also is weird though. Like my critical hit chance is 17%. But like stuff like this increases your damage to enemies by your critical hit chance, right? So my critical hit chance is 17%. But if my damage is 282. But if I take this off, it still says 282. I don't know why my damage isn't going up by 17 when I have this equipped. I wonder if that's like, if it is working, but they just don't have the numbers updating the right way. Because theoretically, equipping that should go up by 17. Based off this legendary effect. I wonder if that counts it somewhere else. Damage, oh, damage to enemies. Okay. It counts it there. It doesn't include it in your damage. Damage to enemies. Okay, so it is actually very specific. Holy shit. It's not the bosses, it's the enemies. I don't have any boss damage. Wow, okay, never mind. It is there. My bad, game. You're right. Let's see what synergies we're close to. Plague, damage over time deals 80%. Assassination, I do want to see if I can pull one more assassination thing, and potentially a holy oil. Let's see what you have first. An upgrade to my ultimate. That's a lot of money for that though. Restore 5 life on enemy kill. Critical hit damage increased by 20%. 5 life on enemy kill is kind of a lot, especially when there's increase all healing effects by 15% on assistant skills active. Attack speed by 12%. Deal 5% more damage to enemies for every one synergy types you have activated. Interesting. Ooh, attack power, but bleeding. I don't do any bleeding damage, so I don't know if I want that. Do I want to pick this up? Statue of Death. How many more artifact slots do I have? I have 1. So I would have to start replacing artifacts if I pick this up. What like throwaway artifacts do I have? This, probably the one that gives me more experience. I also want this one that gives me more mastery skills. Let's pick this up. Attack power increased by 35%. Damage dealt to enemies is increased by 1% per 3 strength. Attack power increased by 10%. Fire damage increased by 10%. Cooldown reductions by 8%. Your ultimate increases your critical strike chance by 18% for 5 seconds. This is another holy oil. Burning effects deal 15% more damage. This is another assassination. Your ultimate increases your critical strike chance. My critical strike chance just skyrockets if I use this after my ultimate. Attack power and firepower and burning is increased a little bit. Let's actually pick that up. I don't have assassination complete, so I could also get rid of this if I want to keep my experience. I think I will get rid of this. Okay, and we'll get rid of the money one next time. Okay, yeah, the boss in here goes kind of stupid. It is also time to pick up another, I forget what they're called. Essence. When you take damage, you take 10% less damage for 5 seconds. When you take damage, all resistances are increased by 20% for 5 seconds. Do I want to reroll this? I think I'm just going to take Guardian's Patience. I do need more vitality. I really do need more vitality. There's some synergies that get you a bunch of, well, I guess like maximum health, not vitality. There's some synergies that get you a bunch. That hit sucks. No potion in there. It's a bummer. Okay, let's be careful. Level did give us some health. Dude, those bad things are the bane. I'm burning? Oh my god. Get out of there. Holy shit. Oh my god. The enemies are going insane. Okay, I think there is a chest down here or something. I'm gonna see if I can level up before using a potion, but I do have to be scary because be afraid because I am in like the health range of getting like stun locked and killed. Currency, no, we'll go artifact. Basic skill on hit has a 10% chance to inflict bleeding. Bleeding deals doing bleeding damage of 30% for every 5 seconds. That would get me damage over time to 80% on fire and bleed, which is interesting. Critical hit chance increased by 3.5%. The chance of dealing a critical hit increases by 15% against enemies with 2 or more debuffs. Maximum life increased by 50. Attack speed increased by 10. The synergy bonus, each time you consume a life potion or food, your maximum life is increased by 10 up to 20 times, is pretty good as well. But that doesn't do a whole lot for me. The bleed here doesn't really matter that much either. It's more so the damage over time Deals 80% more to enemies. But I don't even know if like the dot damage is doing a whole lot. Basic skills that hit increase damage to enemies by 10% for 5 seconds. That's a lot of critical hit chance. What do I have that has that buff? This. Restores 5 life. I probably would be keeping that. Maybe I can get rid of the gold now, or the experience now. In turn to get my health up a little bit. And give me like a stacking bonus to my health. Both fire tornadoes went the wrong way. Okay. Just trying to dodge the other way on that. I'm burning. Oh my god, I did not realize there's that many enemies still down there, holy shit. Oh, okay. Very scary area. Let me find some chests. Chest over here? Let's open for a bigger chest. Thank you. Thank you for the potion. Currency artifact. I have so much currency. Attack speed. Increase the duration of vulnerable. Cooldown reduction by 15%. Critical hits have a 20% chance to reduce all cooldown of your skills. That's huge. Oh, and my mastery skill cooldown is another 15%. Wait, this is insane. Mastery skill is going to be so spammable after this. This is getting rid of plague. I don't want to... It would bring plague down to 2. It would still be getting its synergy bonus. I can get rid of the one that gives me all the gold. I might just do that right now. It's nice having you. It doesn't matter if I can't get past this boss, right? This boss is this the boss room? 3 skill points. I think I just buffed this. Helps me get by mana. I think in case bosses do count as elite enemies, I will just pick up that for the 10%, and then let's go 6 out of 6 total in here on the mastery skill. Okay. Time to lose. Okay, potion up. Damn, dude. Okay, my cat, stop, buddy. Stop, buddy, please. You'll get fed right after this, okay? Almost just yanked the cord out of the controller. It's very close to doing that. Oh my god. Oh, I thought he was stopping. Misread that one. I didn't think I was in that. Sucks. Okay, phase 2. I actually forget what he does here. I've only fought this phase 2 once. Do not spawn, little shits. Okay, brother. Oh, he's swinging on me? Okay, he's still swinging. No, I thought it was going the other way. Damn. I thought it was going the other. I just misread it. It went outside in on all of them, and that was the one that goes inside out. Alright, well that's like pretty much the rotation of the game. Where I died, there's a lot more game after that. There's a lot more game to be had there. There's like... Can I show this? Does this just put me right into it? You've been playing this game? Yeah, I'm enjoying this game quite a bit. Oh, I can't show you it right now. I was trying to show you how much more to the game there was. There's a lot. There's a lot. So let's see, what did I pick up? What did I pick up that I want to use? Yeah, Skelly, I think this game has a lot going for it. I could get better bonuses on those boots. Also get rid of that Phoenix sword. Isn't there something else I could dismantle? Dismantle that. What weapon do I want to try to run it through with? This was a good weapon. The Meteor Chaser. I really did like this. What level was this? That was a level 30 weapon. Blade of Frost. Your arrows shoot additional arrows that pierce. Maximum barrier multiplier. So you do want to run something that is barrier if I am doing that. That's cold damage and basic skill damage. Ideally you want core damage. Core skill damage. Basic skill damage. Vitality. Got some high rolls, overwhelming damage and chance. The blacksmith guy. My spellblade a lot easier to run. So, hey Skelly, real quick, is overwhelm? Because I got this, right? Overwhelm, is that... Let me do this so everyone can see what I'm reading. Overwhelm damage increase. Overwhelm activates with a 50% chance when striking an enemy with an active shield. Striking an enemy? Does that mean an enemy with an active shield? Or striking an enemy with an active shield? Is that you with an active shield? Do you know what it's referring to there? It's just worded kind of weirdly where I'm like, I don't know if this means me having an active shield or them having an active shield. I imagine you... I don't know if enemies do have shields. That was one thing I was also trying to figure out. Do enemies have shields? When you have a shield. Okay. So on Spellblade, your only shield is... Magic Barrier. For 8 seconds, create a magic barrier around you that absorbs damage of your resources. Pops up as a purple damage. Gotcha. Okay, yeah, Spellblade, you only have this magic barrier. None of these, I don't believe they actually have anything else that provides a shield. So you would want to be running magic barrier. Which I could have run instead of fire amplification pretty easily there. Let me see, is there anything that I want to improve? When life reaches 0, you become invulnerable for 2 seconds and heal 8% of your maximum life. That's kind of cool. Maybe I'll run a lightning run with the lightning striker. Projectile damage. Gold gain. Gold gain's kind of meh. Assistant damage. I don't know why I actually upgraded that. Oh, no. You randomly select what you're going to upgrade. You don't get to choose. Yeah, I don't really actually like the stat bonuses on that. Maybe I'll go cold build. With maximum barrier multiplier, that's pretty good. The only thing that sucks about going to cold build is this frozen blade. When you cast cold amplification, you get an icy blade that appears around you dealing 45% damage. Or 45% damage per second. And I wouldn't be getting that if I go magic barrier instead of cold amplification. also like this. Glacial Split casts an additional Axe Shockwave. Darkness resistance, poison resistance. I don't really know how much I care about either of these resistances. Fire resistance, damage over time. You don't have damage over time when you're going a cold build. Fire resistance. I'm not like fully committed to the roll on these boots. If I get another one of these boots, then I will fully upgrade again, but we will just add something. Darkness resistance, that's funny, that's what they already had. Cold legendary on your second row. This one? This one is pretty good. Like again, this is similar to what I was using in the very beginning of that last run. This fire one, where your Sword of Fire becomes a 3-hit combo. I find it to be really, really good early game. This just like instantly kills anything, especially with the 30% basic skill damage on this. This does a lot of damage right away. You know what? I could do that and then switch to Glacial Crusher. Yeah, we'll run with that. And then we'll ignore the Talesman buff, the cold amplification, and we'll just go barrier because we do have the overwhelm damage here. And we do have cold damage here, and don't I have cold damage on something else? Oh, it was cold damage on this legendary. This is the one that has maximum barrier multiplier. Which is pretty cool. Maximum resources by 25. We'll reroll that. Experience gain heals 3 with a 5% chance on hit. We'll pick up that. Alright, I'm gonna go feed my cats real quick. Be right back. Ready, boys? Okay, let's run a cold build. We'll stick it to Nightmare 4. Okay. Yeah, this sword kind of just goes insane on everything. Mastery skill, core skill. So it's interesting. This affects my core skill, the Frost Arrow. This affects mastery skill. I think the end game is to play with Glacial Crusher. So I'm gonna go mastery skill. But yeah, this sword early game is kind of insane. Especially with the bonuses on it. The basic skill damage 30%. Oh, almost missed it. Again, I don't want to open those chests until I'm running out of potions. Let's see if we can get something that buffs like our damage against chilled enemies. Basic skill that hits an enemy increases damage 10%. 80% increased damage. It's crazy. If your core skill hits, you make another attack with the same property of your core skill. When you hit an enemy, there's a 25% chance to apply one of the following: weak, dazed, or vulnerable. I could pick up my Frost Arrow right now. Maximum life, attack power. You know what? Let me pick up both of these. Basic skill that hits deals increased damage by 10% for 5 seconds. And then let me pick up the Frost Arrow. Now, I'm not going to equip the Blade of Frost over the Frostthorn Sword right now, even though it does have the 6 Frost Blades that spread out. I'm going to stick with I think the basic damage is just going to be doing a lot more right now. And then critical hits with Frost Sword on enemies deal 10% increased damage for 3 seconds. This is just going to obliterate the first boss. I still already have vulnerable on hit, don't I? From this. 43% chance. Yeah, and that's 3 hits back to back. Ooh, I love aggression. Prayer of Hope. We'll reroll this though. Ooh, this would be nice. Mastery skill cooldown reduced by 15%. Actually, we'll pick that up because this is the end game. Glacier Crusher. Might even not be though. Okay, if you see this map, I got to the Temple of Light. There's the Black Plateau, the Burial Ground, and then all these areas in the fog to still go to. After that, like, this game does have a lot of bosses and areas. Okay, what do you want to give me, tree? Go maximum life, reduce our resources. Now, to be fair, if you are going barrier, you kind of do want increased resources because the shield is 50% of your resources. If you're going magic shield, up to 50% of your resources and damage. Keeps missing flying. It is a very, very thin hitbox. It also goes under like the crouching enemies in the second area. Hitting with Sword of Frost has a 35% chance to apply slow to enemies, which is reduce attack speed and movement speed. Don't want any of these. I'll pick this up. I do think as well though, I think with this sword, with the Frostthorn sword, I think Frost Slash isn't as necessary. I think if you're not using it, I think Frost Slash is better, but I think that is going to be better in most instances than using Frost Slash. Armor, strength, go intelligence. Attack power increased by 15%. Enemies affected by Jolted have increased chance of taking critical damage. Strength, attack power. None of these really mean anything. I'm going to be replacing them. Might as well take the attack power 15%. This destroys for more, so I'll just take this. Like, I really don't care about that too much. It also does complete momentum for me. 25% chance to apply weak, dazed, or vulnerable. It's pretty nice. I think dazed just makes enemies have higher crit chance against them, or it's crit damage. It's one of the two, I'm pretty sure. On critical hit. Oh, this isn't even with the Frost Arrow. This is just critical hits in general. Frost Arrow has a 25% chance to charge, like store a charge. Okay, we'll slow enemies, and then we will. Do I want to pick up Magic Barrier? We'll go Magic Barrier. I have overwhelm damage when I do this. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Dancing Flames, is this better than the Dancing Flames that I currently have? Vitality 50. Strength? Vitality 50 is a really good roll on that, but it is gear level 24. And that's gear level 35. Oh. Oh, buddy, I'm sorry. The Vitality 50 roll was pretty nice to see, though. Maybe I'll keep the basic attack going. I'll keep this on instead of, well, here, I'll show this so you guys can see the legendary effect on this, but I'm going to keep the other sword on. Glacial Split. Oh, I could pick this up right now and have my other legendary axe. And I could pick up another Frost Arrow. Let me reroll this at least and get something that I do want here. That's not it. Oh my god. When hitting with basic... Wait, basic skill can still trigger this Thunderbolt, right? Critical hit damage increased by 10%. Basic skill has a 50% chance to jolt the target. It doesn't need to be a Sword of Lightning. I think I still have a percent chance to do this. So basic chance has basic hit has a chance of jolting, which is 30% damage as lightning damage to nearby enemies. And when hitting with basic skill, Thunderbolt of Punishment falls, dealing 60% damage. Yeah, that's actually really interesting. I got a basic hit build going. Okay, I will go back to my other sword because that is the way to do it, but I will just show you this effect on the arrow. You're going to see the arrow like splinter off after it hits an enemy. Which, it's a cool sword. It actually is pretty good AoE to build around, especially in later levels where there's a bunch of enemies clumped on top of each other. Yeah, because this is a 3-hit combo, it's getting like the dazed. It's jolting, dazed, it's weakening, it's vulnerable. That's kind of insane. I haven't had a good basic hit build. Mainly just had them for early game. They haven't persisted all the way through. So this is kind of crazy to me right now. Increase damage dealt to enemies by 50%, increase maximum life by 50%. If you fail to defeat the boss within 120 seconds, you'll die. I would never take this in Nightmare. I would take this 100% if you're playing Adventure, but your build has to be cooking to take that. Critical hit chance, maximum resources, critical hit chance. Each time you deal magic damage to a burning enemy, the burning duration is increased by 5% up to a maximum of 5 seconds. None of these are really doing anything for me. I will just pick up this for the critical hit chance and the resources, but it's not doing too much. The resources is nice because it is attributing to the overshield that I'm getting. How did that not hit that enemy? That was kind of ridiculous. Okay. I do have all my potions. Go basic. Basic skill damage. There we go. Let me check on my cat real quick, make sure they're not stealing Joe's food. They are good. Oh, that was already both zones? I didn't level up. Recover 3 mana per second. Increase the duration of magic barrier. Probably that. I kind of just want to buff this. I think that's a bad move overall. I don't know, that's actually cooking. Yeah, if you remember, how long that boss took the last time, that's kind of insane. Increases damage by 17% of your armor. Gold gain, core skill damage off. That's a basic skill damage. Physical damage, ultimate damage, dodge chance, all resistance, fire damage, intelligence, damage over time. I think because of the intelligence, I will keep this. Oh, and this is a level 30, so that's 20% of your armor. So these two are probably getting dismantled. It's level 24. That's a level 30 as well. That has damage over time, core skill. For each damage over time, nope. Increase core skill, critical strike damage by 10%. That's pretty good with the arrow, to be honest. But it is lightning damage, not cold. Is anything a basic skill? Charges 5 per second when combat resources are 50% or less. Core skill damage, assistant skill damage. Aggression and fury. Yeah, I should be looking for fury. Fury is one like when you attack a certain amount of times within 1 second, you get like bonus damage on your attacks. Fury would be insane with this. So let's keep an eye out on fury. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, I'm just gonna peek at what you have. Okay, nothing. Cold damage 10%. Increases damage dealt to chilled enemies by 25%. Wait, this also... The magic fusion actually works. Will the increase all damage with 2 or more debuffs by 30%. I apply 2 debuffs really, really quickly. But I won't have 2 different elemental skills unless magic counts as another elemental skill. It doesn't have a skill. Like under lightning amplification, it says lightning. This doesn't say anything under it. Attack power increased by 25%. When you deal magic damage to a chilled enemies, you have a 50% chance to slow them for 3 seconds. Whenever you hit with basic skill with the attribute 3 times, deal the same attribute damage equal to basic skill. Dude, some of these things are so confusing to read. When hitting with basic skill with the attribute 3 times, deal the same attribute damage equal to basic skill of damage 120%. What? What? That's so much to decipher. When hitting basic skill with the attribute, has a 45% chance to attack nearby enemies with the same attribute as basic skill 1 more time of damage for 110% damage. That's crazy. Holy shit. Wait, elements goes insane if I get more of those. Frozen condition is now reduced to 3 stacks instead of 5, and bosses now grant vulnerable instead of frozen. Chilled enemies to increase your damage by 100% for 5 seconds. Okay, we're picking that up 100%. Enemies that are weak, dazed, or vulnerable have a 15% critical chance and 30% critical damage for 5 seconds. Okay, 1 more momentum is actually pretty insane too. Dude, the basic attack build is kind of going crazy. That's a lucky dodge. Okay, I was behind that, but sure. I knew better there, though. I knew that could hit me there. I want to use a key. I do have 2. Let's just use it, see if I pull a potion. Hey, see you later, Skelly. Thanks for stopping by. Go artifact. See if we can get another chill artifact. Critical hit damage increases by 15%. Critical hits deal 4% more damage per 100 max life. This is another momentum. Critical hit chance, critical hit damage, critical hits from your attacks increase your maximum resource. Yo. And enemies that are weakened, dazed, or vulnerable have a 15% increased critical chance or damage. Wait, my critical... I know there's a lot. So critical chance is 8% right now. There's a lot of things that are just going to increase that, though. Critical hits from your... No, it was this. So another 15% at 30% damage. Critical hits from your attacks increase your maximum resource. Enemies affected by jolt have increased chance of taking critical damage by 15%. Yeah, so there's 30% between momentum and Statue of Wrath. It's a lot of critical hit chance. I had pretty good critical hit damage. I can pick up my ultimate. I haven't even picked up this yet, which is really cool with this weapon. Swing wildly, dealing 135% damage as cold to nearby enemies on hit. Chance for slow. Paralyze the enemies, cannot take action. I want to get more duration on that shield. Okay, 5 more seconds of shield when I use it. Which I do more damage as well when I have shield. That also makes me like kind of permanently have it, because the second the shield falls off, yeah, I'll have it back. Basic, mastery, intelligence, strength. All skill damage 0.2% for every 1 intelligence. We'll go, yeah, intelligence. Okay, let's see how different this boss fight was, because this boss took quite a bit of time. Haven't seen this game before? How you doing, Marvelous Victor? Yeah, this is a game, it came out like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think, into 1.0. And the devs were very kind to send me this game, just to see if I wanted to play it and if I'd enjoy it. I've been enjoying it a lot. Oh, that's a lot more damage, man. Holy shit. Dude's getting fucking melted. Compared to last run? That is insane. Holy shit. High Paladin's armor. When you attack or take damage, 2%. Whoa, 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 whoa. I know that's what I currently have, but I have... Wait. Okay, those armor look kind of the same. When you attack or take damage, you do 2% increased damage for 7 seconds. Oh, okay, so just 1 more second. Damage reduction, damage over time. Damage over time, that's not bad, but the 229 overwhelm damage is one of the things that's making this crazy. Do I want to pick up my ultimate right now? Hitting an enemy with shield has a 45% chance to instantly frozen them with mastery skill. Deal increased damage to elite enemies while your assistant skill is active. I think I picked that up. And then I'll pick up my ultimate. I should have picked up my ultimate because of how shit this zone is. That's some gorgeous pixel art. Yeah, I think they did a great job with this game. Blasphemous is like $2 on Steam right now. I might be picking up Blasphemous. This is Fury. Hitting the same target with 5 or more attacks in 1 second increases the damage dealt by 5% for 15 seconds, up to 10 stacks. With how fast I attack, I want that. Hitting the same target with 5 or more stacks or 5 or more attacks in 1 second increases your attack speed up to 3%. Attack speed up 10%. That's so tempting, man. Attack power increased by 20, increased armor by 20%. It's a 30% chance to automatically use barrier skill when taking damage. Does not trigger if you do not have a barrier skill. That's kind of cool. That's very cool. But I really want this because I want Fury. Fury is going to be insane damage scaling for me if I can pick up another one. Saw on sale. Sale and Blasphemous was considering it, but I'm currently playing Hades 2. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Dude, the savior of the build, I can't remove this. It's this. Enemies affected by Jolted have increased chance of taking critical damage. Jolted enemies deal 30% damage as lightning damage to themselves and nearby enemies every second. After 5 stacks Jolted, they become electrocuted. And then with this, when hitting with basic skills, Thunderbolt of Punishment falls, dealing damage 60% to nearby enemies with a chance of 50%. That is doing so much damage because of how much damage I'm like rapidly pumping out. Okay, don't stab me in the head, please. Like, that just killed... That borderline killed the dude up there. Okay, chill. You guys fucking suck. Really? Get bodied. Don't need to pick that up. See if I can get one with... Ooh! Critical hit chance increased by 7.5. Damage dealt to enemies is increased by 1% per 25 max life. That's so tempting. This is actually kind of tempting too. That dismantles for a lot. I will pick that up right now. I don't have any synergies. I do have a synergy going with it actually. Each time you consume a life potion or food, increase your maximum life by 10 up to 20 times. Okay, that is my final artifact though, so I will have to start replacing artifacts. I kind of want to increase my barrier. There's a lot of content for early access with Hades 2. Yeah, they've had a bunch of updates. I'm surprised the game isn't out, to be honest, with how many updates they've had. I am going to pick up my ultimate skill. Each time Blizzard hits a vulnerable enemy, reduce the remaining cooldown on your mastery skill. I don't have my mastery skill yet. While in area hit by Blizzard, no. While in area hit by Blizzard, your mastery skill deals 30% increased damage. Let me pick up my mastery skill then. One of the things that actually just happened though is they are in the wrong slots. There you go. So mastery skill is that wave that goes after isn't guaranteed. It is guaranteed once you get this next perk though. There's 100% chance to trigger a frost shockwave. I think it's 85. Yeah, 85% chance for that to happen. This makes it 100. Then you could do enemies hit by glacial splits, frost shockwave have an 80% chance to be frozen. The really cool thing is this legendary, your glacial split casts an additional axe shockwave that deals 180% damage. That's 2 waves. You're basically going to freeze everything if you do that, which is cool. I am kind of just a basic skill attack boy right now though, and it is going insane right here. So I am just going to keep backing myself on this, and like everything is kind of built around basic skills. So we're gonna see how far we can push this, because I haven't had a basic skill build really work. They have all fallen off. Oh, then the ultimate is this. Pretty good ultimate. I tried to put my barrier up. Got stunned. Yeah, that's so much, man. They're still spawning over here. We'll go currency. Yeah, it puts me over 8,000, which is nice, and it gives me another key. Okay, hopefully I can do the same thing and just melt this boss. I also will level up when I beat him. Never mind. All right, let's go, buddy. Oh, you start with that? I thought you always started with the jump. Okay, I want some space from you. Can I please, stand in the middle of them and not die? Okay, melted him, but my god, he could pump up damage quick. I honestly thought he was going to kill me with that. Hidden enemy with the core skill returns 29% of the resources. Mastery skill damage 47%, vulnerable damage 24%. That might be worth... I'm not like killing an enemy or hitting a boss with a core skill right now. I'm like really not using my core skill. But the vulnerable damage right there is insane. Mastery skill damage is really good if I equip this axe as well. Increase damage dealt by 20% your armor. I can't take that off. Hitting with skills is a 9% chance to reduce all skill cooldowns. I think that's still like good enough, and I have 30% ultimate damage. I'm fine. And that has a 10% just dodge damage in it, which is really good. Phoenix Sword. That's level 26. This one is level 23. Yeah, that's not... It's more damage though. This is 185% damage on the legendary ability. This is 190 at a lower level. Interesting. Okay, Temple of Light. Let's see if we can beat this boss. Let's pick up 2 potions. Let's also sell this. I don't know why I picked that up. I am incentivized to eat food because of this. Each time you consume a life potion or food, your maximum life is increased by 10. There's incentive to do that. Attack power, maximum life. Dexterity, critical hit. Damage increases by 2% when you kill an elite, up to 35%. Killing an elite monster has a 35% chance to grant 1 artifact or 1 life potion? Holy shit, what? What are the synergies on that? There's the food one, which almost gives me another 200 life. For every artifact you pick up, you have a 50% chance to pick up 1 random artifact. Whoa. What would I replace that with? I want that even though I'm not getting the synergies because I want 1 more Fury. Probably that. Yeah, that's crazy. Each time you kill an elite, you get 2% damage, up to 35. It's 70 damage off this. Killing an elite monster has a 50% chance to drop an artifact, which is just cool because it's like life potion, but it's also like money. If they're artifacts that I don't want. Player's invincibility duration is increased by 1. Maximum life decreased by 10%. I don't want to decrease that. Maximum barrier increased by 200%. Maximum potion inventory is decreased by 1. My maximum barrier is increased by 200. I don't think it's a great idea to reduce your potions, but 178 on the barrier. That's why it is like good to potentially improve my resources because the barrier is based off my resources. I am interested though. If I use my barrier and then consume my resources, does that reduce the barrier? No, it doesn't. But if I use my barrier now with these lowered resources, I'm just trying to figure out, is it my max overall resources? Okay, it's my max overall resources. Okay. That clipped my head. Yeah, the AoE is insane right now. Essence speed. I have to... Do I just get it? What does essence speed have? Maximum life, maximum resources. No, we're gonna destroy that. Kidding me. I'm gonna save my keys. Go check what's up here real quick. See if there's a regular chest. So the regular chests still do give a decent amount of money, yeah, 500. Advanced currency or advanced artifact? Oh, attack speed 7%. Dealing damage to an enemy has a 30% chance to increase your attack speed by 15% for 5 seconds. That's such a crazy one. Critical hit damage, critical hit chance. When an enemy takes damage over time, I'm not really doing damage over time. Attack power increased by 25%. Chilled status, whenever you deal magic damage to an enemy, you have a 25% chance to make them vulnerable. That also buffs my chilled damage. Ice Dragon Scales. I think I gotta go with this attack speed though, because it also gives me Fury, which hitting the same target with 5 or more attacks in 1 second increases the damage dealt by 5% for 15 seconds, up to 10 stacks. I have to figure out what I'm getting rid of. Maybe that. Maybe get rid of. What is this doing for me? That's not doing... It's giving me momentum. And Beast. Which I do have the synergies for. What is Beast and momentum? Nope, that's not what I wanted to switch it out for. Wait. Of these, what's the most important? Basic skill that hits an enemy increases damage to enemies for 10% for 5 seconds. That's pretty good. I need punishment. I can reduce that. The maximum life by 200%. Might just have to go. But I could also do this. It sucks because the Predator's spinal cord and the Magical Explorer, I both don't really like care too much about their synergies, but their actual effects, like damage dealt to enemies increased by 1% for every 25 max life, and the killing elite monsters has a 50% chance of granting an artifact, and the damage increase on this is really, really good. I think I get rid of this. No, I can't. Maybe I get rid of this. Whenever you deal damage, magic damage to a chilled enemy, you have a 50% chance to slow them for 3 seconds. I'm getting rid of the orb. I came to see the eye candy streamer, and behold, we're playing a new game aside from Ravenswatch. Thank you, Charlotte. I appreciate that. Pick the one that looks the coolest. That is true. That is true. I'm not stacking like the chill damage, so that's why I guess I'm okay with getting rid of the chill damage. Because it is basic damage, and if it is affecting this basic damage and allowing me to continue to 1 to 2 shot enemies, then it is necessary for the build. What the fuck are all you guys doing down here? Getting worked. I have 5 skill points, I didn't realize. Okay, we're gonna level up the basic talent one more time. Dash increases damage is decent. I don't think I have any healing effects. Does anything affect my basic skill? Like leveling it up? Daze. Dazed enemies have a 15% chance to take increased critical damage. I could also just level up this barrier. Or more damage to elite enemies. You know, we'll give it a 100% chance and this freeze chance. That's pretty good. Each time your blizzard hits a vulnerable enemy, the remaining time of your mastery skill cooldown. While in the area of blizzard, mastery skill does more damage. Okay, so cast blizzard, then mastery skill to freeze everything, then go in with basic. That's like my main rotation. Except for the fact that your ultimate takes forever to cool down. So calling it a main rotation is a little disingenuous. My main rotation is hit the square button, to be fair. Yeah, I don't want to use that. Save my keys. I mean, that's just freezing them on its own. Basic? Yes. Okay, is this the boss? I think this is the boss. Last time this boss took a lot of hits to do anything to. Alright, let's go in. Oh, you're doing that? Good stuff. Go in, go in. Okay, ow. Don't need to be a dick about it. That still hits, crazy. But the barrier is going insane. Dude, cooked. My god. Basic skill is going insane. Nice, it's another rune. Volcanic sword. Oh, I've got this sword before, but I got it at like a level 6 when I first started. I would love to have been playing Higher Nightmare and got like this at level 30. The Orb of Fire can bounce up to 3 times with its damage decreasing by 50% with each bounce. If there are no enemies nearby, the orb will explode based off the number of remaining bounces. That's pretty cool. It's a nice death animation. They're good with their animations in this game. This is like a small studio as well. Like, I'm really, really impressed overall with this game. Don't you double boss fight? Black Plateau. Honestly, like the story and unveiling of this game as well, like when you're playing this, it's very much worth reading. Oh, I also love the music here. Attack power increased by 50%, armor decreased by 25%, attack speed increased by 50%, all skill damage increased by 50%, attack power decreased by 10%. That's worth it, right? Wait. Attack power and skill damage. This counts as a skill. This is my basic skill. So isn't that just like a net buff no matter what? Attack power decreased? By 10%. I guess it's like really dependent on how big that is. Yeah, I don't think that's consequential. Pixelated Witcher. You can see that. Let's pick up one potion. Attack power 25%, damage over time. Increase armor by 40. Holy shit. Wait, I have damage dealt to enemies is increased by 1% per 25 max life. That'd only be 8 more %, but I could finish this synergy and increase my max life by 200. When you take damage, when you don't have a life potion, you have a 30% chance to increase your life regeneration by 10 for 5 seconds. Oh. I want the Fury. But I don't think this is a good enough artifact to replace anything. Unless I want to get rid of Beast? I don't want to get rid of anything, man. Let's see what you have. An upgrade to my ultimate? Sure. Just spend my money there. Dude, this feels like a build that could run through the game. There's still a lot of game left. That regen effect sounded cool. Yeah, that regen effect is nice. I honestly, like, I haven't played too many builds that have a lot of regen. My main source of life back right now is this. Leveling up restores life by 18%. Like, that's my main heal, besides a potion. Okay, unnecessary damage. I was hitting the wrong buttons there. I meant to put my barrier up. I do also have this barrier that I can kind of have permanently up. I guess unless I take damage, it is no longer permanently up. Let's see, can I guarantee freeze? Yep. Oh, that ultimate's going crazy. That ultimate went crazy, holy shit. What an ultimate. Dude, I keep hearing stuff like right outside my window. Maximum resource. Another skill point. We'll go maximum resource because that affects my barrier. Feels more like a private stream. Sometimes private streams are nice, right? Sometimes they're nice. I don't know, I think a game that's not Ravenswatch is probably more of a lurking game for a lot of people. Just seeing what it's about, or maybe they got it on while they're at work. What do I want to do here? Do I want to do dash increases damage? I'll just put 1 point into that right now because a 10% is pretty good. Oh, the AC just kicked on. Let me make this not miserable. Just put a bag over the AC while I stream and hope that it doesn't explode the house. I think maybe just scaling this barrier right now. I have pretty good damage with everything else. I guess I could get more damage off of my mastery skill because this does do more damage while my blizzard is doing its effect. I could also pick up one of these. Hitting the chilled enemy has a 45% chance to instantly frozen with mastery skill. All healing effects are increased. I actually don't know, man. I don't care about mana regeneration. Yeah, mana regeneration does not matter to me. I'm not a core skill focused build. I think just increase that. Make my barrier a bit stronger. So don't I also have overwhelm damage. No, that's the sword. Let me see what my barrier is with this. 265 with that sword equipped. 218 without it. I haven't been long enough to have an opinion on this. This is a game that, like, it's a lot of, like, min-maxing, and it allows you to do a lot of it. Like, you get to reroll stats on, like, let me make this not confusing. Like, this sword, it has core skill damage, basic skill damage, gold gain. I can go reroll one of these stats back at, like, the hub world. I can improve it. Randomly will, like, select one of them, but I can improve it. Gold gain was an added stat that I added to this sword, and like every piece of armor like this, I could add a piece of armor. Say I didn't want the +5 max resources, I could reroll that effect. I could get the darkness resistance up, but you only get to, like, your rolls do matter because you could only affect one stat. Like, you could only change one stat, then you could only buff one stat, and then you get to add one stat. So it's like your rolls matter. But then there is, like, once you get, like, one stat is good, you can kind of min-max your armor set, which I think is really, really cool. And then there's this character with this whole skill tree, with lightning builds, fire builds, frost builds. There are some ideas to just do, like, these are all core skills. Pick up core skills from everyone that all consume mana and do, like, a full mana build and just spam your mana. And then there's other characters as well. Rather involved. Yeah, normally I don't like it when something's like this involved, but the way they introduce it to you, they, like, make it pretty simple as they introduce it to you. Because, like, your first run through the game is not that complicated. You don't need a lot of stuff going on. It's mainly just as you raise the, like, the world tiers, I guess, is how you would describe it, that you really need to start focusing on that. Dropped another blizzard collector. Destroy that. Okay, advanced artifact. Shoot a shot here. Increases your highest attribute among strength, dexterity, and intelligence by 12. Earn 2 skill points for each legendary artifact you destroy. Interesting. Attack bar increased by 15%, gold gain increased by 10%, experience gain increased. Gold gain increased by 150%. When an elite enemy spawns, spawn an additional elite enemy? Wait. Killing an elite monster has a 50% chance to drop an artifact or 1 life potion. Damage increased by 2% each time you kill an elite. I can, like, spawn elites for myself. What the fuck? But I'd have to be okay with sacrificing something if I do want to take that. I can, like, take it for 1 cycle and then get rid of it at the next shop. But I don't know if I have anything that I can really get rid of here. Unless I want to get rid of Predator's spinal cord. I could get rid of this and just sacrifice the damage that I'm getting from Beast. Or this. No, because that gets rid of my momentum synergy, my tier 4 momentum. Which tier 4 on momentum is doing... Enemies that are weekdays vulnerable have a 15% crit chance and 30% critical damage. That's tough. So I could get rid of Beast. Beast is basic skills that hit increase damage to enemies by 10% for 5 seconds. I don't know how that stacks. I don't know if basic skills that hit increase damage by 10% and then 10% and then 10%. If it does that, then that's insane. I would imagine it's just 1 instance of 10% for 5 seconds, which isn't as impactful as like some other things. I really like this idea, and earn 2 skill points for each legendary artifact you destroy, because those are permanent. But let's pick this up. We'll get rid of... That gets rid of momentum. I have to get rid of this. That gets me further away from the 200 more health, but it's okay. We'll go big money bags for like 1 round and then find a better artifact to replace that. Is this the boss? I don't remember any of the bosses past this. All of these bosses I've only fought once in Adventure. And I killed them so quickly that I didn't really get to see what I had to do against them. Oh, I actually kind of remember this guy. Ah! Oh, I thought I dodged through that. Okay, he's going sicko mode. Not really. Okay, he delayed. Oh. No. Heal. brother. Alright, I just need one more stab, man. Good stuff. Jaren. Oh, another meteor chaser. It's not gonna be as good as the other one that I have though. Yeah, it's lower level. And this one has damage over time, mastery skill damage, vulnerable hit on chance. That's gold damage and strength. That is sadly a thing to dismantle. Okay, off to the burial ground. Yeah, need a lot of these. Definitely made some mistakes. Ooh, another Fury. Whenever hitting with basic skill, the attribute... Oh, elements would be insane. Damage to enemies increases by 4% every 1 skill level. Elements is a kind of crazy buff, but you need 3 of them to actually get the buff. I mean, I guess I don't need Beast anymore. I've been getting rid of Momentum, which really, really sucks, because I really, really want Momentum. But let me see if I can actually get something better. Maximum resources increased by 50. Mastery skill increases your attack speed for 7 seconds. Whenever you hit an enemy with your basic skill, you gain 15% increased attack speed for 5 seconds. The extra resources is also nice there. Attack power increased. All resistances increase. Whenever you take damage, you have a 35% chance to freeze nearby enemies. I'm not going to get Magic Fusion or Winter. So as cool as that sounds, I don't think I'm going to do it. I think I'll pick this up because of Fury. Okay, and we're getting rid of Momentum. Is Momentum better than Fury? Only increases my attack speed. Maybe Momentum is better Fury. Momentum might be better than Fury there, because that's a big loss actually. 15% critical chance and 30% critical damage. I need to find another thing that has Momentum on it. Like, I do like this. I like having this. Mastery skill increases your attack speed. That's a long time. But I just don't like not having the Momentum. How is it, buddy? Tim, I'm enjoying this game, man. Thoroughly. The min-maxing that it lets you do with all your gear and stuff as you progress in this game and like raise world tiers. It's very, very fun. Except for flying enemies, man. These guys fucking suck. Get down from there. What did you just hit me for so much damage with? Oh, you are ugly. And have a lot of health. Dude, I got so many buffs going on at once. If you look at my bottom screen. Looks and feels pretty clean. Yeah, they did a really good job with this. Like, I like this a lot more than... I enjoyed Dead Cells. I like this a lot more than Dead Cells. Oh, these are all elites. It is time. It is my time. Okay, don't poison me, please. Don't hit me with that. Oh! Didn't know it worked like that. There's so many artifacts on the ground. Okay, the elites kind of were going crazy. Hey, see you later, Charlotte. Thanks for stopping by. Increase strength. For every 15 enemies you kill, increase your strength by 1. That's great on the guy that's not me. Orb of Chaos. 1 more appears when standard or elite enemies appear, including or excluding bosses. Okay, Jesus. Deal 25% of maximum life when the enemy has full life. However, this effect does not trigger if existing damage does not exceed 25% of maximum life. That's such a... What? Deal 25% maximum life whenever the enemy has full life. However, the effect does not trigger if the existing damage does not exceed... Okay, you just deal more damage if they have full health. Does not trigger if the existing damage exceeds 25% of maximum life. Does that mean you need to be in like a certain damage window? It's like a one-shot thing, but it's like you need to be in a certain damage window for it to work? I mean, it's getting destroyed, but... Attack power increased by 15%, gold gain. Wow. Fortunately, I have no room for you. Okay. Let's see. I have like a lot of levels to do, don't I? 3. I think I'm just gonna put them all into barrier. 300 barrier. Critical chance. You receive 2 random artifacts per acquisition. Destroy. Is this the boss already? I think that was 2. No, that was 1 room. Okay. Not a whole ultimate for that one guy. Yeah, dude, the AoE on this is incredible right now. There's more of you? Get down. Holy shit. Let them all go crazy up there. Just give me a second, guys. Jeez. It's a lot of enemies. Attack power increased by 30%. Core skill, mastery skill, and ultimate have 30% chance to summon spheres of magic that flies and explodes and deals 30% damage on hit. That also has 1 momentum. I think it's time for you to go and destroy. I don't really care about, honestly, like the 30% attack power increase is what I care about the most, but the momentum is, or no, 30% attack power is nice, but the momentum is what I care about the most. That crit chance and crit damage. Core skill, mastery skill is also cool, but it's not why I took it. Oh, I would have liked to have assassination. Also balance is nice. It's attack speed. 5% critical hit chance. Critical hits increase your attack speed. This is sadly going to get destroyed. Core skill damage. Use a potion, take a potion. Okay. We'll use a key. Could be good key here. It's nothing. It's just a potion. That's normally why I save them. That snowball's hilarious. Another potion. Okay, on to the next boss. We'll go Soul Gem. Mastery skill. Core skill. Maximum resource. I probably should go to resource. Resource is better than mastery skill with this current build. Okay, next boss. I'm worried about my damage not scaling enough. I need to, like, I really need to complete some of these. Like 80% more damage would be huge on momentum. Punishment falling twice would be really nice. I forget what you do as well. Besides hit me with a big cleaver. A double cleaver! Like a book? Phase 2? Make sure I have my barrier up. My god, he's getting worked. He just tried to sit on me. He just tried to, like, Guardian Ape me. Okay, the build's going in. The build is going in. Okay. New legendary, legendary boot. Ooh, is that a new ring? No, I've seen that. And I have it at a higher level. That's rough. Cold resistance, dodge chance. Increases core skill critical strike damage by 10% for 5 seconds. Stacks up to 6 times. I think I have 7 stacks here. Yeah, it's unfortunate. But I am playing on a lower nightmare tier. Again, I made the mistake. Not the mistake, this is how I was going to play the game, of turning my nightmare tiers all the way up and getting like good level 30 gear by beating like the first 2 bosses. And then realizing, oh my god, it is actually impossible to get through the later bosses after the first 2 without gear to match. And that's why you kind of need to slowly and incrementally improve your gear. So a lot of big stories stuff happens like with what I'm doing here. Buy legendary arms dealer. Holy shit. Oh, it's gear level 18. Values of artifact synergies possessed exceeding 2 will be increased by 1. Oh, that's a really good ring. Wait, that might be a ring to just buy. Values of artifact synergies possessed exceeding 2. That like... I have 4, I have 3. That would give me Fury. It's a really good ring. When you have 50% or fewer combat resources, skill resource cost reduction applies to core skill by 50% and their damage increased by 29%. Hitting an enemy with basic skill increases attack speed by 10% for 5.4 seconds up to a maximum of 4 times with a 14% attack speed on it. That's really, really strong sounding. I have not seen this. 30% damage over time. When you attack or take damage... Wait, I have seen this, but on like something else. When you attack or take damage, you gain 2% increased armor. Oh no, I've seen damage. Armor for 5 seconds. I think I buy this ring to just like ever equip if I need synergy effects to be in play. But I want to find a at-level version of that ring. That's like really, really strong. So if I equip that... Yeah, I now have this. That's now at 5. That's such a cool ring. I'm going to equip this back though because I like the intelligence. The damage over... It's all resistances and intelligence. And increased damage dealt to enemies by 20% of my armor. To be fair. Yeah, I'm at 44%. Oh, it gives 2 synergies. That's right, you get to upgrade them. Oh, wait, on Fury? Wait, that gives 2 stacks of elements, giving me 1 stack of element. Or like, oh, I need to put the ring on. Whenever hitting with a basic attack, basic skill with the attribute 3 times, deal the same attribute damage equal to basic skill of damage. So it basically just gives you a 4th hit when you hit 3 times, but this is a 3-hit combo. I think I upgrade that, but I need to put the ring on. Because the synergy starts at level 3, and I only would have 2. But it also upgrades momentum. Right, doesn't it? Oh, I have enough money to buy all these. Not all of them. Hitting with skills has a 9% chance to reduce all skill cooldowns by 1 second. Ultimate damage dodge chance. I'm getting rid of my dodge chance, but put this shit on because now I'm 1 away from 80% more damage to weakened days or vulnerable enemies, which I apply very easily. I have 200% more, or 200 more health. Hitting the same target with 5 or more attacks in 1 second increases your attack speed by 3 for 15 seconds. Elements, I just got this. Hitting the enemy with a basic skill, got like 4th hit on it. Punishment is 1 away. Is there a training dummy? Dude, I wish I had enough money for that. I'm getting actual lore in this world, even death lingers. Things like unspoken words and unreached hearts transform, sinking into the soil and growing into the leaves, eventually becoming the seeds of these. I collect those traces and give them form so that the next successor may continue their journey, because annihilation is something this land has not yet been granted. Restores 100% life, skill cooldown, reduction, 30% for the next 4 areas. I don't care about spending my money to upgrade my arrow. Wait. It goes from level 2 to level 7 though. I do care about that. It wasn't just 1 level of arrow, it was 5 levels of arrow. Or no, 6 levels of arrow. Holy shit. I could improve Glacial Split. Or just damage on elite enemies. Go elite enemy damage. I want to see my attack speed. Because I have a lot of things affecting my attack speed. Fury will affect my attack speed by 3% for 15 seconds up to 10 stacks, so 30%. I will also get, I have 10% attack speed. And then this is the big one, attack speed by 7%, dealing damage has a 30% chance to increase your attack speed by 15% for 5 seconds. So here's already pretty good. I think it's like fast enough that it doesn't make a difference anymore. To be fair, after I use my ultimate and then that, it also increases the attack speed. Am I healing? When I use my shield? Wait, what heals me? I don't know what's healing me, but something's healing me. I wonder if there's legendary belts. I have not found a legendary belt. Alright. I think there's like 3 more areas in the game, I think. Am I blessed? Dude, this music sounds like Limgrave. This is the most Limgrave sounding music I've ever heard in my life. Oh, this area fucking sucked. This is like Summoners and Ravenswatch. Why am I chased by balls in every game I play? Oh, I was not familiar, man. Did not know you had it like that. Open your head. Run away! Oh, no way. There's a lot of boys over there. Okay, there's one enemy that, like, if you see this purple effect, they lock you in place if they hit you with that. This guy, they need to die. Oh! No, I got stunned and then stunned and then stunned. Holy shit. Oh, it was the dude with the laser. He shot me into a stun. That sucks. Oh, that was a run to do it. Dude, that was so many stun effects back to back to back. There's a laser that stuns you. Then if you get hit by the ball, it like dazes you. And then the purple shit that comes down, it's from one of the leads. It traps you. Damn, man. That sucks. The dude was just too high. He was up there and he was protected by all these other stun effect buddies. Okay, let's see what I got though, if there's anything worth really leveling. Unfortunately, you can't like level up the actual gear level. So like this ring, I can't affect the gear level. Let's see though. Actually, I should dismantle some legendaries. Maximum life increased by 35%. That's not going to be better than this meteor sword. What ring is better here? That's gear level 28. Yeah, it's gear level 24. It's not that much better. Core skill damage, assistant skill damage, damage over time. It's pretty good on a fire build or a lightning build. But I already have one equipped. Fire damage, damage over time. No, that's my fire build one. This is my lightning build one. So that can get removed. What is this? Reduce the amount of damage you take by 12%. Oh wait, I have two of these. That's a level 35. That's gonna go. Okay, we can dismantle those. Then did I have any gear that I got here that I wanted to upgrade? That'd be unfortunate to do an entire run and not get gear you want to upgrade. I like the overwhelm damage. You do need a shield for that though. So like, maybe this is my armor set if I'm not doing a shield run. Yeah, I think this is going to be my armor. I do like this. Armor is increased by 20% and all skill levels that are awarded points are increased by 1. That is really good as well. But I think I'll go with celestial armor, so maybe I'll upgrade that. Wait, the sword that I dismantled said becomes a 3-hit combo attack and and basic skill damage is increased by 40%. Okay, so I can change one of the things on this. Let's add this. Resource restoration on kill or lightning resistance. Both of these, I probably want a better piece of armor at some point of this, but resource restoration on kill I don't really care about. We go damage reduction 1% or fire resistance 17. I think roll that again. Gold gain 29% out of a possible 30. I think I'll take that. Then let's add another stat to it. Maximum barrier multiplier, 68 out of 80. That's really good. I know I was looking for one that didn't have to go with barrier, but if I ever do barrier, a 68% is really good on that. Assist skill damage. No, wait, I'm on the wrong sword. Core skill damage. Basic skill damage. That's 30 out of a possible 52. I think that's fine enough. I'm going to change this core skill damage. Dexterity, vulnerable damage. Oh my god, if I had the vulnerable damage on the run that I was just doing, confirm that. And then let's go room tempering, which this allows you to buff one of the stats. It buffed gold gain. That's a 43% buff on gold gain, but that fucking sucks that it didn't hit basic skill damage. That's fine. Okay, and you can see that's kind of how like the end game of this game works. Is like you'll do that with your gear. This is a level 26. Eventually, you know, I could get like a level 30 of this, go in, have it be doing more damage. And you get that with like all the different gear and stuff that you have. And then there's 3 other characters to play on. I've mainly only focused this one, so I have a lot more game to discover. But I am going to be ending stream there. I appreciate you guys coming out for a, you know, low-key game. A game that's a bit smaller than Ravenswatch, and also obviously not Ravenswatch. You know, I greatly appreciate whenever people come by to watch the non-Ravenswatch streams. But I'm gonna go get some lunch and take care of some stuff I gotta go do. Appreciate you guys coming out. Hope you have a good rest of your day. If you did not see the Ravenswatch bingo, I think that video is hilarious. And I love those runs. But yeah, go check that out. Alright, I'll be catching you guys later. Have a good one. Peace.